I'm making this video to seek out people who don't completely or comfortably describe their genders using the category of man or woman in order to ask for their stories and opinions. As I'm interested in the variety of gender labels cropping up which seem fueled by creative, playful responses to the inevitable question of, what are you? As I've seen it, individuals involved seem determined to express more of the complexity of their gender than can be achieved using traditional gender labels. As context, the ideal of a gender-diverse society is a bit of a deviation from, for instance, the 70s, when much of feminism denounced butches, femmes, and anyone else they perceived as reinforcing or imitating a binary gender system. And since that ideal of an androgynous utopia obviously had its own shortcomings, I wonder how the ideal of gender multiplicity is affecting today's queers. Gender multiplicity is made visible through a variety of avenues, including a long list of social cues, but I'm focusing specifically on label bending and label play. I approach gender labels as a tool of visibility, and as such, they tend to be double-edged swords, because with visibility, individuals are able to claim space and recognition for their valuable variances from the normative, and by naming themselves, isolated individuals can come together into communities of support. And by giving a name to something previously unintelligible, groups can begin to describe the complexity of their experiences. With visibility, however, come opportunities for harassment, prejudice, stigma, and pigeonholing people into rigid, inflexible roles. So I'm asking for your stories. Who are you, and how are you using or not using labels? And why, and when, and where, and what do you see as the strengths and weaknesses of these efforts? I would really like to start a discussion and would love your responses through comments on the video or response videos. As an example from my own life, I recently had to fill out a form which required that I choose a name prefix before the next page would load, and since I hadn't earned doctor or professor or captain or lady or lord or dame, and I wasn't in the mood to choose Mr. or Mrs. or Miss or Ms., I opened a new browser page and registered with the Universal Life Church Monastery and chose the remaining option, which was Reverend.